Welcome back. Today we're diving deep into some of the most exciting news in the photography world. Sony is preparing to announce a brand new camera, the long-awaited Sony Alpha 7 IV, alongside a brand new 100mm f2.8 GM macro lens. Both of these have been rumored for quite some time, and now it finally looks like the announcements are just around the corner. In this video article, I'll be breaking down not just the leaked specs and expected features, but also giving you context about how these new releases fit into Sony's existing lineup, what kind of improvements we can realistically expect, how they compare with older models, and what this means for photographers and videographers going forward. This won't just be a short rumor recap. I'll go into detail about sensor technology, AI-driven autofocus, pricing expectations, release timing, and the role of GM lenses in Sony's ecosystem. By the end, you'll have a clear picture of whether the A75 or the new 100mm macro lens might be worth your attention and investment. The lens, Sony 100mm f2.8 GM. Macro, let's start with the lens. Because according to most reliable sources, the 100mm f2.8 GM macro will actually be announced before the Sony Alpha 7 IV body itself. Why a new 100mm macro? Sony already has the FE 100mm f2.8 STF GM OSS in its lineup, which was launched back in 2017. That lens quickly gained attention for its unique apodization filter design that allowed for incredibly smooth bokeh. However, it wasn't a traditional macro lens in the sense that most close-up photographers would want. It was more of a creative portrait lens with defocus control built in. Now, with this rumored new 100mm f2.8 GM macro, Sony seems to be filling a gap that's been present in their lens lineup for years. A true professional-grade macro prime in the mid-telephoto range. Expected features: focal length, 100mm aperture, constant f2.8 maximum series, G master, which means premium build, sharpness, and bokeh rendering macro capability. True 1.1 magnification, autofocus, incorporation of Sony's latest linear motors for fast and silent AF, especially for hybrid shooters' optical quality. Based on GM history, expect corner-to-corner sharpness, excellent color rendition, and minimal chromatic aberration. Why it matters for photographers, for portrait shooters, 100mm is a sweet spot. It gives you flattering compression without the need for an 85mm or 135mm prime. For macro photographers, this lens should allow stunning close-ups of flowers, insects, jewelry, product photography, and more. And since Sony has been updating older GM lenses with faster motors and coatings, this could be more than just a replacement. It may set a new standard for macro primes in the mirrorless era. Sony Alpha 7 IV. The big camera announcement. Now onto the main event, the Sony A7 V. This camera has been rumored for quite some time. Early speculation suggested it would arrive in early 2025. But for various reasons, including global economic factors and possibly supply chain adjustments, the release appears to have been delayed. The good news is that insiders now believe we're only weeks away from an official unveiling. What we know so far. New sensor. Unlike the A7 IV, which reused its predecessor's sensor, the A7 V will reportedly feature a completely new full-frame 33MP sensor.ai autofocus. Borrowing heavily from the A7RV and A1, the A7 V will get AI-powered subject recognition and tracking, boosting autofocus accuracy for both photos and video. Body design. Expect a more refined, ergonomic design, closer to Sony's flagship bodies, with improved button layouts and handling. EVF, a 5.0M electronic viewfinder, a significant step up for a mid-tier full-frame model. Video features, likely 4K 120p recording, 10-bit 4.2.2 internal and advanced heat management. Price. Expected around $440,000 in Japan. $2,903,000 USD at launch. Why the delay? Some insiders suggest that global trade policies and logistical issues slowed the rollout. But importantly, this wasn't due to technical problems. The camera is said to be fully ready. Where the A7 V fits in Sony's lineup, Sony's Alpha lineup can be confusing. So let's map it out. Flagship, A1, 50MP, blazing speed, the all-rounder king. Speed monster, A9 III, first with a global shutter, insane sports camera. Resolution beast, A7RV, 61np, ultimate for detail and landscapes. Low Light King. A7S3, 12 optimized for video and high ISO mainstream hybrid. A7 IV, 33 MP, balanced for photo plus video creators. New entry, soon. A7 V, successor to A7 IV, likely becoming the sweet spot for most creators. So, the A7 V is expected to be Sony's new hybrid all-rounder, a camera for photographers who want strong stills and videographers who need pro-level footage without spending A1 or A9 money. Why the A7 V matters in 2025, let's think about the market context. Nikon, Canon, and Panasonic have all stepped up their game. Recently, Nikon's Z6 III is gaining traction with its stacked sensor. Canon's EOS R6 Mark II is still a popular hybrid choice. Panasonic is carving out a niche with its S5 II series featuring phase detect AF. Sony needs the A7 V to remain competitive in the mid-range full-frame space. If priced right, it could dominate YouTube creators, wedding photographers, hybrid shooters, and travel vloggers, the exact audience that loved the A7 III and IV. Pricing and value, here's the tough part. Pricing. The A7 IV launched at around $2,500 USD. The A75 is expected closer to $3,000 USD. That's a noticeable jump, but still cheaper than the A7 RV $3,900 and significantly more affordable than the A1 $6,500. If Sony really nails the autofocus, video features, and handling improvements, many creators will see this as the best bang-for-buck full-frame hybrid in 2025. Who should consider buying the A7 V? Wedding photographers, great balance of resolution, speed, and low light ability. Videographers, YouTubers, 4K 120p, 10-bit color, AI subject tracking, a dream for solo creators. Travel photographers, smaller than flagship bodies, but powerful enough to replace multiple cameras, enthusiasts upgrading from A7 III. This will feel like a massive jump in usability and image quality. If you already own an A7 RV or A1, the A7 V probably isn't for you. But if you've been waiting for an affordable workhorse hybrid, this could be it. Looking ahead, the Sony A7 V and 100mm F2.8 GM macro lens together show where Sony is heading. More reliance on AI to improve usability. More refinement in ergonomics and handling. Filling gaps in the lens lineup with macro and specialty optics. Expect official announcements within weeks, with availability likely before the end of the year. Final thoughts: the Sony A7 V could become the next go-to hybrid camera for a massive range of creators, from wedding shooters to YouTubers to enthusiasts who just want the best all-rounder. Meanwhile, the 100mm f2.8 GM macro lens looks like it could finally give Sony shooters the dedicated macro option they've been waiting for. If these rumors hold true, 2025 could be one of Sony's strongest years yet in the mirrorless game. So, what do you think? Would you upgrade from the A7 IV to the A7 V? Are you excited about the new macro lens? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dive breakdowns on upcoming camera gear.